Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? I see we only have a couple here, so how are you doing, Barbara and Silver 1111 with the unicorn work? We'll fill in for a few minutes. Barbara Ward, like Silver, she has a pen and notebook ready. It's a good idea. Yes, Carol Swisher, good morning. How is everybody doing? Yvonne, good morning. And she also has a pen and paper. It's the best way to learn. You can always ask me to repeat. Not always can I do that, but sometimes. I'm just waiting for a few other people to get on so I don't have to repeat. Sharon, good morning. We have some very beautiful unicorns coming in for us today. I think you'll be very excited. Hello, hello, hello is the message this morning to everybody. Whoa! Guess it's just the same. It just did a blip. Let me see. All right. So I'll give it 3 more minutes, and then I'll start at 11:05. It's very challenging for me because I'm ready to go. How was everybody's angel day yesterday? Good morning, Nancy. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. That's the easy way to do it. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's a beautiful day here in sunny Florida, as most of them are. I hope the weather's been good to all of you. Yes, I thought so. Did everyone love their angel messages yesterday? Unique, let's say. How did you like your leopard, Yvonne? I think it was you. Still 2 more minutes. We had a leopard and 2 unicorn stallions. She loved her leopard. Very good. Good morning, Marvy. I was a little bit tired yesterday after all that time. Okay. Well, let's remember, now Saturday is the Darshan, starting at noon. Give me your name. Good morning, Prime 3. I have to send you the code and all those type of good things if you want to participate. Let me see here. Barbara says she absolutely loved my messages. Seems as the weeks progress, the messages get deeper and more expansive. I tend to agree. Where are we going to go with all this? How will you like it now if I go all the way back to the beginning energy? Who knows what's possible? It's not planned, I assure you. There certainly was a happiness yesterday. All right, 11:05. So we are going to start. So I kind of welcomed all of you as you came along. So let's overcome the excitement. What is happening today? Well, the unicorns are bringing in, here I go with my crookedness. Healing. You can see the unicorn at the top, kind of bringing down diamond energy, if you can see inside it, for healing. So what does this mean? Well, healing means you may be feeling a lot is going on for you and coming up. And old wounds and spiritual issues and traumas still needed to be healed inside of you. So that's why things that will make you go to that place inside you and can begin to give it a nudge. It's all about your growth. In the moment, I know it doesn't feel comfortable, but it pushes you towards resolving it inside yourself and beginning to embrace it and to love it. So healing is a very powerful thing. It is always bringing love to a dysfunctional thought in whatever way that looks. So today is going to encourage you to go in and embrace some of those dysfunctional thoughts. And some of you may do that a lot, maybe some of you not so often. And they want you to focus on what you love instead of what's going on. So we're going to ask you to put your hand on the card. Okay, I'll try to hold it still. And close your eyes. And as you begin to breathe in and out, move inside to your inner world. And I want you to imagine this energy full of starlight coming down, coming into your heart, and embracing everything. And you'll discover here how much you allow and how much you resist. And I want you to be able to recognize there are parts of you that resist. We all have parts that resist. But I also want you to embrace the parts that don't, that allow. And realizing that you're experiencing the truth of your soul and what it has to offer you. And right now in this moment, let's all together agree that I am ready to release. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to have new perceptions. And so once again, I want you to take a breath of starlight energy. And as problems might be showing themselves to you in your thoughts, embrace them in that light. Because with every problem, when you give it starlight, it brings a solution. Solutions are what we can't always see in the beginning. It's always the inner lining or somewhere down the road. But it doesn't really matter if you really understand about healing, because you know that will come. You just don't know how or where. Okay. Good morning, Grateful Annie. We're here talking about doing healing today. And we're closing our eyes and taking starlight, down into our hearts. And looking at where we resist and where we allow. And then at the end, we're going to know, after you breathe there for a while, that every problem with starlight brings a solution. Forgiveness sometimes is that solution. Remember, today in our world, due to the violet flame, We don't have to find people we have karma with to evolve it. We can just forgive. But remember, there's a forgiving of the self. God himself need not forgive you. He understands. He's the one that gave us our free will. But you must ask yourself as you forgive, how would you change your life? So I want to give you a moment for this piece to take a few notes of what you find and what's coming up, and then we'll look at the unicorns that are coming to help you. I believe this healing frequency comes in as a very sweet light, an energetic one that wants you to get to it. Your soul's been moving through time a long time now, and it's willing and ready to be set free. Feels good. I just felt a lot of releasing. Very good. So let's see, first, the 3 unicorns that have come forward. Okay, I'm going to peek on this side this time. I'll get it. There you go. All right, there's the 3 of them. So I want you to pick the unicorn that's speaking to you first, and then I'll go over what they each do. All right. So if you pick the first unicorn, it comes with awareness. Live in the moment. Be conscious of your thoughts. Look for signs and guidance. As it calls you to live more in the moment, you become prepared to choose ease and happiness, or to choose once again to go into the struggle. It's worry, fear, doubt to pull you along that struggle energy. So if we choose happiness and resolution and change our perception, we can find a new way to handle difficulties. So if you take a breath and slow down and let this unicorn support you in overcoming your ego and those thoughts, you really may be able to start discover what your truth really is and how you really feel about things. So awareness is a good thing. If this is who you chose today, you can see kind of that starlight light coming down over her. Now, the second one, if this was your choice, is innocence. Kind of like the inner child. Take time to play. Nurture your inner child. Live with a childlike sense of wonder. How beautiful is that? It's kind of like some of the messages were yesterday, right? All about the laughter and fun of life. So this is the unicorn you picked to help you fix your healing today or embrace it. This is what she's saying to you. Now, last but not least, there's been a lot of this going around lately, and it's magic. See all the little fairies? All the little gnomes, little brownies, all of them come along with this unicorn who's of magic. Make a wish, believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. So, you, if you chose this unicorn today, you might be having a lot of magic come to you. So it means you have a lot of connection to a lot of magical beings, and you can choose today to draw them closer to you. All right? And it's offering you the opportunity to believe in magic. The light from the heavens is coming closer and coming into our lives more and more every day. Miracles are occurring. Might it not be you? Why not? Of course it can. So, I want you to take each of those unicorns and go in to your soul. Walk in towards, you have your key. Again, always check that your name is correct. And go and see what difficulties come to you. And work with your unicorn and how you're going to maybe choose to resolve it, or maybe just choose to start to talk about it and let it come up more. Because once we let things come up more in our healing and we can finally touch it, there's things that are in there that you've never wanted to look at again. We let them have movement. We let them have breath. And then they start to shift and to change. So take a few minutes here, 10 or 15. Go sit inside that beautiful place you're developing here with your soul. And today it has all that healing energy, along with each of the unicorns that have come to work with you. So whichever one's been yours, there they are. That's a crazy thing. There you go. And let them bring to you, maybe it's been an issue about innocence, or maybe it's awareness. And you have to just understand how healing works. It's not a bad thing. What the awareness lets you have is to say, okay, I'm here now. Let's look at this. And let love embrace it. And today you also have your starlight energy brought to you from the unicorns of healing. And you have you. Most importantly, the love of you. So I'll be quiet for a few moments and let you all go within and discover that. If you hit a stumbling block and you want to ask me a question, just write in the chat and I'll see it. I see your message, Silver. That's a very powerful thing. Very powerful thing. Embrace it for the moment it was and bring whatever that is, love or an experience or family, into this moment and still let it be alive with you. Because no one can ever take it away. But to have it have tears on it, if it's the sadness, you can lift that from it with the embrace you give it now, with perhaps that starlight energy or the love of your own heart, whichever works for you, and move forward. Carol says, I'm being shown where magic is in each day, around the plants, the flowers, and the trees. And we know from my house, the little ones at night take their little hands and draw pictures in the nap of the carpet. So when I wake up, I always have beautiful pictures to look at. And they've done that for years. So I remind you, magic is everywhere. Could be right below your feet where you're sitting, on the wall. You have no idea. I lost my healing card. found it. The Healing Unicorn. Grateful Annie says, with this innocence I feel safe, light, life full of miracles and possibilities. That's wonderful, very wonderful. Now I would like you to take a moment and share that with all the inner children inside you that for whatever reason held their breath and stopped functioning and have been set aside somewhere hiding inside of you. Let them know there is only innocence and it's time to come out and set themselves free and allow them to be. It no longer matters. It doesn't really pain. There is no sadness, but only that which you can gain from having the greater part of you evolve and becoming more instead of being lost. Very nice. Just a few more minutes. So for those of you who are done and have brought your starlight in and moved out of your soul, there's some questions for over the week I want you to contemplate. Am I ready to release guilt, fear, judgment, and limitation? So let me repeat that. Am I ready, meaning willing, to release guilt, fear, judgment, and limitation? Am I ready to detach from what other people think about you? This is usually a big one for a lot of people and speaks to what the attachment's about at all. It's about being attached to how you're loved and not so sure if you let that attachment go, if it will still be there. And if you're not, how do you still follow your soul's voice? Well, nothing ever says it's all going to be gone in a day. It's not going to happen, but you can set up a preparation of being prepared that this is the path you're on. And things may not look like you want them to when you see it, but with the simple love of your heart, things change. And when I was talking to someone yesterday, it was quite amazing to learn that every lifetime is all happening now. They're not from a long time ago. So when you change here in this experience of life, it's being offered to all your extensions of life, to all those other lifetimes, that they can choose differently and change. And in that, that's why it's so powerful, because you truly do change yourself at a great depth. Interesting, my unicorn of awareness brought back my angel mantra of I love myself more and more every day. I can believe that. Isn't that fascinating? It's wonderful. So, one little drop of love that you choose to willingly give or forgive changes worlds and worlds and lifetimes around you, and lets your soul have a greater lightness. And this one's for you, Barbara Ward. The question is, do I love myself enough to care about how I feel? That's a very good question. Because a lot of times we get the power of love to other people, but your soul's saying, no, come on inside. Are you in enough love of yourself to care about how you feel? And two simple questions, if there is simple. Am I open-minded? And do I trust myself? So there's nothing you need to do. You need to be receptive and let the answers come. And if they don't come today, they may come tomorrow or next week or next month. But there's a curiosity that's starting to want to know, what am I hiding? What am I not letting go? There's things you know and things you don't. But when the end all comes, it will all be as it's meant to be. Yes. Every problem travels with a solution. That's what you want to begin to tell yourself. And for the journal for this week, I would have you write down things you find you need to forgive yourself for. Yeah, they're there. I would be hard-pressed to hear that you say, oh, there's nothing. Well, then I'm going to say to put a pair of sacred goggles on and look a little deeper, maybe a little clearer. This world's about healing. It's Classroom 101. It's not about coming and just tiptoeing through the tulips. So it could be that easy. It all depends on the perception you have as you go to touch it. So is there anyone that needs more time? Are we getting finished? Because I have a very neat awakening to give you. If you could really look at this healing card, they did bring like the diamond and triangles to you today. So when I went to the sacred geometry for today, it was the Sri Yantra. I think that's pretty fascinating. Almost looks the same. And this is about integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of yourself, allowing what we perceive to be positive and what we perceive as negative to become harmony in a balanced symphony of life. Now, the triangles that are going up are male, known as Shiva, and the triangles that are going down are female, known as Shakti. Now, yantras are very powerful healing in your spiritual work that come once you really understand mantras. So there are many of you that are in the process of understanding mantra. But the yantra is you stare at this for a while until your consciousness kind of takes you in to the two-dimensional experience and it becomes three-dimensional around you. And then each different wall has a door. And you begin to go on the journey of the Sri Yantra. I have done this. It's very deep, very powerful. But they're also bringing this level of healing to those who are ready for it. the integration of the male and female, and yet a way to do your journey in a different way other than just with the unicorns, and to be able to step through doorways and go into a new room and have it teach you or show you, and what does it mean to you? And you have to sit and ponder on it. Find where inside you that is, because it's all purposeful. Nothing is by chance. Your path is purposeful. And I think the last card I'm going to give you today speaks it well, if I can find it. Go with the flow. Relax and trust. Accept what is happening. Okay, so we're learning what's happening may feel painful or upsetting, but take a breath. I think someone got that ray of serenity yesterday. It's a softer blue than this. This is more turquoise. And bring it down and let it go to every cell of who you are. And what that does is clear your perception so that you can see with a clearer eyes, with God eyes, and really have a permission to see what's really going on and how it affects you, which it only affects you to learn from it and to heal and to forgive. So go with the flow. If there's things that come up and nudge you, welcome them. Oh, hello. How long have you been hanging in there? It's time to get you out and set you free. And let it be me that lives my life. Not these hidden fears or hidden traumas. All the many things it can be. The denials. There's so many things. So, this is what today's about. Recognizing patterns. And it's interesting, another triangle exists in the shape of a pattern. It is an upside down triangle. And at the bottom is the truth. It'll be one phrase, like, I am the love. And then all inside are thousands of thoughts that have come instead of I am love from your experience of life. People hate me. I'm ashamed. Why don't people love me? So in any of the situations that occur in life that's taught you that it's something different than that truth that I am love, needs to be healed. And the triangle begins to shrink and to shrink. And there'll come a day when you'll know, without a doubt, I am love. I need not look anywhere else for love. I have it within me. I am full of love. I have come to share love. That's the journey. That's what we're all on. And what we're all discovering inside ourselves. Well, thank you, Sharon, for all your big hugs and sending love and prayers to everyone. That's true. Every lifetime you've been on, or lifetimes of the other 11 extensions of you, can be touched and changed. It's huge. That's why when you feel that, and everyone's taking a breath, so much has just changed in our world. And that's what the angels and the unicorns and Mother and Father are all waiting for, is for so much light to come into this earth to make that paradigm shift that we can be at peace. It only takes one to start, or more than one. It only takes a few more to get it going. And now around the world, there's a lot of people that are doing their healing and finding out what love really is. And when we love ourselves, we must learn to love all our neighbors. Everyone that's outside of ourselves is exactly just us, but yet in a different place. So as we learn to love ourselves in these distorted areas, we must also learn to love others who are still in some. And that helps peace come along even quicker. And there'll be that person who will wonder, wow, why aren't you judging me? Because you know how they must be feeling. You've been there, you've done that. In my journey of studying consciousness, I realized we are all the same. But in this moment, we're all unique and different because it hasn't been do one first, do three first, do five first. It's in a whole array of how we've all chosen to unveil and to be released. So, how did you enjoy your journey today? What else came with your... Who had the magical one? Was that you, Carol? Anybody else choose the magical unicorn? Well, there's still 11 of you here, so someone's here. Are you still writing notes and having your experience? Yeah, the triangles really say a lot. You can find a lot of different images on YouTube of Sri Yantras, and you just sit. They have them in gold plates in the Buddhist tradition, which are harder to see. This is very clear to see. And there's other yantras. It's powerful. They have coloring books of yantras that you can color, and you kind of go on the journey as you go within and go to clear each room with color as you go. It's all about intention. I chose magic, Nancy says, and it is perfect. Yes, we live in a magical world. It's lost the intention that was given to it. When we went to Thailand, they had spirit houses for all the spirits to live in. And if their water shut down, they didn't call a plumber. They would go out and talk to the spirits, and they would fix the water. So we've really moved away from what somewhat the truth of our planet is, and in doing so have lost the truth of ourselves. So our unicorns were saying today, it's time to dig a little deeper and be willing to set yourself free from how you've bound yourself from the world. Carol says, loved it. Yes, I had, I'm sure she means magic there. Yeah, magic. Okay, anybody else have any comments? How are you feeling? You must all still be busy. The questions I gave you weren't ones you had to answer today. Here's Grateful Annie. Yes, absolutely. Filling my notebook with soul wisdom. Very good. Silver said she had awareness. Yvonne, ready to take on the day with his healing. Don't you feel like it's just lifts off your shoulders? And what you're going to learn is every time, I learned this, that I was going for healing. It was wonderful, the change that was going to come afterwards. Wonderful. I never had one that I regretted going to or doing, because all those places or a dysfunctional thought that began to create itself and tell you a lie about yourself. So we want to focus on truth and the loving embrace. And today, the unicorns brought you starlight. And how did that feel to all of you? Easy to work with? And what unicorn did you have, Yvonne? All right. Well, I'm going to leave you with all this information, which you know you can still get if you read back over, watch the video. And if I haven't received your name for the darshan this Saturday at noon, it would be good if I also had your email so I can email things to you. Here's Barbara Ward. Lots of self-searching about receiving and being open to receiving. Love to be giving, receiving not so much. You know, they have to balance. Here's the message. You must bring all things into balance, giving and receiving. Because giving and not receiving is not believing that God will bring to you. And what comes to you as far as prosperity is the energy of God you hold. So if you are willing to give out, then you must be willing to let it come back to you and let it refresh and allow the energy to be strong. Much how this would not be the same yantra unless both were equal, balanced, integrated. See? We want to become integrated, whatever it is. But that was a good message. Nancy says, thank you for this beautiful experience and healing. Love to everyone here. Yes, love for all of you. Well, I hope you have a great week working with these. And Sunday is also Ascension Day. I'll be putting both up on the community page so you can read all about them. And I've had a very busy week. I'm behind, I know, about letting everybody know. So Sharon Type says, thank you. Yes, one of my angel message was balancing all things. Yes, Barbara. Yep. Don't you just love this energy? And this is a frequency, and it's just so sweet and free. Yeah. Yep. And that's how we want all that's hidden within us to become sweet and free. And let it become nectar once again. All right. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to those who've been donating. I totally appreciate it. And many blessings to you. And may you receive back for what you give. And I will talk to you soon. Hopefully, if not before, on Saturday. Be ready to receive many blessings. Yvonne says, thank you. Love the energy of Mother TheoSophia. You're welcome. All right. Many blessings. Talk to you all soon. You know where I am. Goodbye.